Coming up tonight on YCN News, the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation wants to make New Hampshire a better place to live. Residents of Unity have voted to sue the contractor who built their elementary and middle school. And police need your help in finding who committed an armed robbery in Cavendish, Vermont. For more news, weather, and sports, it's time for YCN, your local view.
Now, your daily digest of the Dartmouth Lake Sunapee region, southern Vermont, and Windsor County. News, sports, weather, and all that is happening in our area. The news on YCN, your local view.
Good evening. It's Monday, March 23rd. I'm Laura James. Welcome to YCN News. Well, Unity School District meeting voters agreed Saturday to sue the company that built the new K-8 school. By a vote of 59 to 44 vote, residents agreed with the school board that legal action should be taken against Vaughn Associates Incorporated. Now, to do so, voters passed Article 4, approving setting aside $75,000 to perhaps recover up to at least $350,000. School attorney Matthew Upton told residents he believed the case was worth pursuing. Architect Scott Vaughn served as the school building's designer and contractor, and an amendment to the article to hold the town school board also liable for the project that twice went back to voters to ask for more money failed 80 to 28. Attempts by YCN News to contact Vaughn by phone and email were not successful today. We will bring you more news this week on this developing story. Well, New Hampshire's reputation as a great place to live and raise kids could be in danger if more treatment for opiate addictions doesn't become available. New Hampshire is the fourth highest state nationally in rate of drug addictions, says Tim Rourke. That's one takeaway from a conference this morning in Newport, New Hampshire, with Tim Rourke of the New Hampshire Charitable Foundation. Rourke is the Director of Substance Abuse Grant Making and Strategic Initiatives for the Charitable Foundation. Speakers at this morning's conference included Sullivan County Corrections Superintendent Dave Berry. In the audience were several local state representatives and the superintendents of two school districts, Dr. Middleton McGoodwin of Claremont's SAU 6 and Dr. Cindy Gallagher of Newport's SAU 43. Berry highlighted another aspect of the growing drug addiction in the Granite State, where overdose deaths continue to rise. There are not enough medical treatment options for people in need of detox or rehab clinics. Medicaid funding must be kept, if not increased, to treat addicts, young and old, explained Rourke. Well, turning to Vermont public safety news, an assault and attempted strong-armed robbery in Cavendish prompts police to ask the public for any information they may have. At 11 p.m. last night at the Proctorville Golf on Vermont Route 103, a woman whose car broke down was aided by a man outside the gasoline station. The woman tried to get help to get her car going again. A man, unknown to the woman and vice versa, fixed the car so the engine would turn over. The woman sat inside the car ready to go, and the man at the driver's side window asked the woman for money. She said she couldn't give him any money at that time, and he became angry and assaulted the woman by reaching into the window, police say. She drove away and called police. The man's car is a small truck. Per the woman's description, he is a white male, slender, about 5 feet 10 inches tall, say police. His voice is raspy and has acne scars on his face. State police say any witnesses to the incident or information are asked to call Trooper Lunderville at 802-875-2112. Governor Maggie Hassan got a nod of support today from the New Hampshire delegation as U.S. Senators Jeanne Shaheen and Kelly Ayotte and Representatives Annie Kuster and Frank Ginta wrote a letter to President Obama supporting the governor's request for a major disaster declaration in the Granite State. Governor Hassan requested the designation in response to damages and costs spanning from a January snowstorm, which has cost the state more than $3.2 million. Governor Hassan says in a statement that the magnitude of the state's response to the storm exceeded far beyond the capacity of the state and local governments. The snowstorm required the state to deploy 648 Department of Transportation employees to plow nearly 9,000 miles of roadway. Coming up on YCN News, Vermont State Police look to assess the effectiveness of safety programs and traffic. And there's money available to Vermont communities through the Hazard Mitigation Grant. And today was the official start of local high school spring sports. Mike Pizzone will have the report when YCN News returns.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. I'm Laura James. Well, this story goes out to all Vermonters. It's only 3 months into a new year, yet already 5 people have been killed in car crashes, say Vermont State Police. 4 of those people were the vehicle's driver. 1 person was a passenger. State Police are tracking how well their safety program is doing, and a survey that you complete could help them in that study. Seatbelt use or not, cell phone use, and more problems that can impair driving. Survey results are on the website shown on the screen. To help police evaluate and build a stronger traffic safety program, you can visit the Vermont State Police website or Facebook page and take the survey as shown below. Well, money is available for Vermont communities to help secure money to deal with natural disasters. To download a grant application, you can go to the website shown on the screen or give a call to Ray Doherty at 802-241-5258. The next deadline for applications is May 1st, 2015. Communities are encouraged to apply or contact Department of Emergency Management Services and Homeland Security. Kearsarge Chronicles' Lynn Solomon spoke with the Newport Chamber of Commerce's Steve Smith. We'll have that interview when YCN News returns.
The YCN News continues in a moment.
Welcome back to YCN News. Sunny but cold today. Let's check that forecast now. Mike?
Thanks, Laura. The sun's been a little bit deceiving these last couple days with all this Arctic air, but things may start to warm up a little bit toward the middle of the week. Clear skies tonight will make for another frigid evening with a low of 7 degrees and 5 to 10 mile-per-hour winds, making it feel slightly colder. Skies will remain clear tomorrow with calm winds, but a high of 35 degrees should make things a little bit more bearable out there. Temperatures will drop down to 17 degrees tomorrow night with mostly clear skies and calm winds. Wednesday looks to be a good day for melting snow with highs of 43 degrees and a 30% chance of rain after 2 p.m. Temperatures will bottom out at about 34 Wednesday night with rain continuing into the early morning hours. Taking a look at the satellites, you can see those clear skies above our area right now and a few clouds north and over the Great Lakes. But that should steer clear of us for the most part and leave us with beautiful blue skies for the next couple days. Now let's take a look at our community calendar for some local events to check out. The Popovich Comedy Pet Theater is performing at the Lebanon Opera House tomorrow at 7 p.m. The show features juggling and jokes by Gregory Popovich and his 15 cats and 10 dogs who are all once strays. Tickets begin at $15. The 59th annual St. Joseph Sports Night will be held Wednesday at 6 p.m. at the Claremont Senior Center on Maple Ave in Claremont. This year's honorees are Stevens Seniors Chase Hussey, Dan Croto, Caitlin Belair, and Brittany Fitzpatrick. Tickets are $8 and can be purchased by calling the high school. The Sullivan County Sportsman Club will hold its regular monthly meeting Wednesday at 7 p.m. at the Claremont Savings Bank on Broad Street. This month's meeting will include a discussion on hunting in Africa. If you were paying attention during our weather segment, or if you've taken a step outside at any point over the last couple days, you're aware it feels nothing like spring out there with these bitter cold temperatures. And while Saturday may have marked the first full day of the new season as far as the calendar goes, today was the official beginning of the spring sports season as teams in both Vermont and New Hampshire were finally allowed to begin practicing. But if you happen to drive by any local fields hoping to catch an early glimpse of your favorite team's tryouts or first practice, you probably saw something similar to this. Nothing but snow and ice. That record-breaking winter is still wreaking havoc in the area as local teams are forced to practice indoors today rather than brave the frozen tundras of their respective home fields. Bates Memorial Field in Newport had a smoother ice surface than the town's skating rink downtown, as did Veterans Park, the home field of the Stevens softball team in Claremont. Barnes Park had perhaps the most snow still in the area, with home plate buried under more than 2.5 feet. Mother Nature still has some time to accelerate the melting process so we can kick off the regular season without any delays. Our first local game in Vermont isn't until April 8th when the Windsor baseball team welcomes Burr and Burton to town, and New Hampshire will have an extra week with no game slated until April 15th. Be sure to check back for previews and profiles of some of the area's top teams. That's it for sports. Now Laura, back to you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Stay with us as Capital Connections' John O'Connor takes a look at issues in the Middle East with a professor of history from Dartmouth College. We'll have that encore presentation coming up.
The YCN News continues in a moment.